Order, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Jeffrey,
Present.
Brubaker.
Here.
Kimmons.
Yes.
Davis.
Here.
Kaiser.
Here.
Thank you. Everyone's seen the agenda for this evening. Are there any corrections to the agenda? If not, is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
It's been motioned. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Before we get into the rest of the meeting, if anyone wants to address council on any of the items that are on the agenda this evening, please present your card completed to the clerk. And when we get to that subject, we'll ask for those that want to make comment to the council. Next up is approval of minutes. Everyone had minutes in packets. Is there any corrections or additions to the minutes from the last meeting?
I move that we accept the minutes.
All right, there's been a motion and a second.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to communication requests and information items. Number 2, a request approving to extend the road closure.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. We received a request from the high school classes of 80 and 81 for the 4th Street Theater on September 25th. They've also requested permission to erect a 20 by 40 tent on the street in front of 4th Street Theater.
All right. Any questions about the request? Is there a motion for approval
So moved.
and a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to number 3, a request from Jeremy Kitchen.
Yes, this is the annual Cowboys for Christmas, and, oh, my computer just locked up. That's going to be on November 6th. Public Safety and Parks and Rec have reviewed this and are recommending approval.
All right, questions about that event? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the request
So moved.
and a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to public hearing and receipt of bids. Number 4, the acceptance of bids for police department parking pad replacement.
Yes, Mayor, we received bids for the pad behind the police station, and on August 6th, the bid request ran in the Monitor Index, and bids were returned on August 27th. We received one bid from Spillman Concrete of Macon for $6,715. We're asking that this bid be accepted.
All right. Is there any questions about the bid? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve it?
So moved.
It's been a motion and then a second.
Second.
All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to number 5, acceptance of bids to replace police department surveillance cameras.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a bid that we requested from Tiger, Roadrunner, and I think there was a third one that submitted, Tech Shop. And after reviewing those and comparing them, the recommended Roadrunner low voltage for $11,396 is what the staff recommendation is. We're asking that these bids be accepted.
All right. Is there any discussion of the bid? Questions? Hearing none, is there a motion for approval
So moved.
and a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, moving on to ordinances and resolutions. Number 6, a resolution accepting the bid of Roadrunner for camera surveillance system.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have a resolution for accepting the bid of Roadrunner for a camera surveillance system. Has to be read for passage.
All right, there's a motion for the reading of the resolution. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, it's been motioned and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? First and only reading.
A resolution accepting the bid of Roadrunner for a camera surveillance system at the Moberly Police Department.
All right, you've heard a reading of the resolutions. Any further discussion? Hearing none, is there a motion for approval?
So move.
And a second.
Second.
Been motioned and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to number 7, a resolution accepting the bid of Spillman Concrete.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have a resolution accepting the bid of Spillman Concrete LLC for concrete parking pad replacement at the Moberly Police Department. Ask for it to be read for passage.
All right, you've heard the motion for the reading of the resolution. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? First and only reading.
A resolution accepting the bid of Spillman Concrete LLC for concrete parking pad replacement at the Moberly Police Department.
All right, you've heard the reading of the resolution. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
It's been motioned and seconded. All those in favor?
Who seconded it?
I'm sorry, was there a second?
No.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
All right, motion, thank you, Mr. Kaiser. Motion is seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries, resolution passes. Moving on to number 8, a resolution.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have a resolution authorizing street closure and public consumption of alcohol for Moberly High School class of 1980 and 1981 reunion, and I ask that it be read once for passage.
All right, you've heard the motion for the reading of the resolution. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? First and only reading.
A resolution authorizing street closure and public consumption of alcohol for Moberly High School classes of 1980 and 1981 reunion.
Okay, any further discussion? Anyone having, they want to address council on, please come forward and give your card to the clerk. Okay, sure, come on forward. Please give us your name and address.
My name is Diane Canjeda. My address is 1422 East Mackenzie Street. Okay. My address is 1422 East Mackenzie Street, Moberly, Missouri. I had a question about the closure. Our car show is supposed to be taking place that same time, and I just wanted to know what the adjustment to the closure of the street is as far as it affects our event.
You got the times, Mr. Crane?
Yes, this shows that the car show's over at 2 and the closure is at 5.
The closure is at 5.
Yeah.
Is that pending anything? Is there an allowance there in case anything goes longer because of delays we can't anticipate? We're going to do our best to make sure it's cleaned and cleared out by that, but just in case there's a delay that we can't foresee, is there an allowance for that in that time?
Just the 3 hours is what we have.
Okay, except for the fact that the junk junction goes on till 5 o'clock. And so if anyone participating in the car show has not cleared out their vehicles around that area, what am I supposed to do for that? Do I need to let them know ahead of time you have to have your vehicle cleared out by then?
Yes.
Yes.
I'll leave that up to the people running the event.
Okay,
I think it'll just depend on what the circumstance might be
okay.
and where the car's located or something.
And I have organized so that hopefully all of the cars, I mean, we have 24 spots on that side between Reed and Coates. And we're filling that area first, so I'm hoping there won't be anything that will overlap, but I just want to make sure I'm covered in case something does come up and there's an overlap there.
Okay. Thank you.
I had a question, dude.
Mr. Rubaker?
The 1980 and 81 graduating classes, do you all know approximately how many people will be attending that?
Approximate 100 to 120.
Really? I didn't even know you all had that many graduates.
We got spouses.
You're out of order.
I know, but I've got the gavel right here.
We can arm wrestle for it. All right, so that was further discussion. So is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
I'll second it.
And a second? All
Second.
those in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to number 9, a resolution.
Mr. Mayor, I have a resolution adopting the recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Commission to approve the granting of a conditional use permit to Kyle and Megan Egan for short-term housing rental at 1120 Glenwood Avenue. Asked to be read once for consideration.
All right, there's a motion for the reading of the resolution. Is there a second?
Second.
Been motioned and seconded. All in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? First and only reading.
A resolution adopting the recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Commission to approve the granting of a conditional use permit to Kyle and Megan Egan for short-term housing rental at 1120 Glenwood Avenue.
All right, you've heard the reading of the resolution. Is there any further discussion?
Mr. Mayor,
Mr. Davis?
I understand there was a petition circulated with several names from that area in that neighborhood that were against this. Is that been presented to the planning and zoning, or do we have any of that?
It was presented to the city clerk.
Mr. Sanders?
She just
who has-
received it.
Yes, it was presented to the Planning and Zoning Commission. I think it's part of your information.
Okay.
That the,
Looks like there's 10 to 12 names on it.
okay, any further discussion
Well,
on council?
Could I ask if anybody is here to?
I'll do that.
Okay.
Anyone else, council, with discussion? Is anyone in the audience here on behalf of those neighborhood people? Ms. Hess, please come forward, state your name.
Hi, yes, I'm Crystal Slusing Hess, resident at 1127 Glenwood. I am the one that's presented the petition there. I spoke with the 5 members that are on our block. One was not in a state of health to sign off on any petition. I did not approach him or the family. But I have spoke with the other neighbors that I understand received a letter indicating that wanting to change the zoning to more of a commercial area. And at one of the last meetings, the planning and zoning, I did present that the concern is that we are a small neighborhood, we are a dead-end street. We had another member of the neighborhood speak, and I've got the other 2 that were able to be present, showing support from their family as well. The concern just being that it's a commercial type property and we are a small neighborhood, a family neighborhood, and we do not want a commercial type business within our little dead-end street block.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
And
please state your name, sir. and
George
address.
Benner,
Okay.
1110 Fisk Avenue. That petition has 100% except for one person who's not able to. So I'll admit I had a little trouble sleeping for a few nights after the last meeting. The main purpose of government is to protect the people. When you have 100% participation saying they do not want that, to me, that's not protecting the people. I mean, this is something we all learned in middle school, and it was thrown aside. I was disturbed by that, okay? There was a girl here that was doing I can't come up with the word, but she was saying that we need more motels because during 6 events, there are 98%
filling of the hotels. The owner of that hotel, I don't know the man, but he did call our church and ask for prayer so that he gets this opened. So that 98%, if he is to achieve it, and with the power of God, and he said he was calling many of the other churches in the area, not just ours. He's not a member of our church, but he was asking for prayer, and I thought that was a pretty powerful statement on his part to do that. I'm negatively going to be affected by this. I went to see my insurance company, and he says I have to get or recommended I should get an umbrella policy because there's a slide hill there, very close to that house, and it will cost me money while someone else is making money on that property. Okay? And he's not a Moberly, no disrespect to him. He's not a Moberly resident, okay? And he said I have to either put up a fence or put up posted signs. Well, I just thought that was interesting that he had objection to the whole thing also. Okay?
All right, thank you for your comments. Anyone else? Please come forward. Did you turn in a card?
I did not. I just was informed of this at last minute, so I apologize.
Okay, go ahead. State your name and address, please.
My name is Blake Beeston. I'm at 1126 Glenwood Street, which is the neighbor to the house that we're talking about. My wife and I just recently purchased this house in January, and the big selling point was this to be a family community. We're on a dead-end street, and so, people who don't live there aren't supposed to come up this dead-end street. We were also looked into our insurance, and we were advised to get an umbrella policy. One of the concerns is we share a retaining wall with the house, and so if anybody were to hurt the retaining wall, it would damage our property. If they have kids over this Airbnb and they jump off, get injured, that was some things that our insurance company expressed concern with us. So I'm not one for telling people what they can and can't do with their property, but it does kind of affect us a little bit, and it's kind of a shame. Thank you for allowing me to speak.
All right. So if that concludes comment, then I would entertain a motion to approve.
No, there's Mr. Egan's here.
Oh, okay. Come forward. Didn't see him.
My name is Kyle Egan. My address is 402 Pearl Street, Macon. I'm the owner, me and my wife are the current owners of the property. And we bought it to open an Airbnb or a short-term rental. The reason we did that is we feel like there's a need in Moberly for that. We have we have another Airbnb property in Macon, and we've been very successful with that. And so we have over 3 years of experience with this type of property. I also have multiple properties in 7 different communities that I own. So I have a very good experiences with maintaining and operating properties. The reason my wife and I decided to do short-term rentals, I know in Moberly you could buy a place and do a long-term rental, but we are in the market of short-term rental is because we like to maintain and have control of our asset. How that works is after every rental, we have a lady who comes in and cleans, maintains the property inside. I've already talked to a mowing company about mowing the outside and keeping the outside in great condition. We've been told it was a need in this community. And it's a great way for us to build equity and a good source of income for our family. We only use the Airbnb platform. If you're not familiar with the Airbnb platform, it's a travel website where people can get on there and rent your house. More and more people are using this type of websites to travel because they feel like it's more convenience. They have the convenience of home. There's a refrigerator, kitchen, washer and dryer, and so people are looking for that, especially families. I have 5 kids, and staying in a hotel is a nightmare. And so we look for these properties, and we don't usually travel to a community unless we can have access to one of these properties. Currently, another reason we use Airbnb is the accountability factor. Every person is rated on Airbnb. We currently hold a 4.93 rating with over 135 reviews on our other property. So we are dedicated to maintaining the property and keeping it up. The only way that we can do this and be successful is if we keep the property in great condition. And so what we try to do is market it towards families, people that are traveling into Moberly for a reason. Usually those reasons are weddings, funerals, special events, hunting. I was just looking on our calendar on the way down here on our other property. I have 16 current reservations through at the end of the year, and 13 of those are for multiple days, which meaning people are coming to Moberly, staying in Moberly, spending money in Moberly, using the restaurants, the grocery stores, and everything here. I feel like more and more people are using these type of websites, and if you don't have them in your community, they're going to go to you're making and use those communities. On Airbnb, when we have a property, our rules are listed before people are rented. Before they rent it, and they can see them. Our biggest rules is no large gatherings or parties. Keep the house like you found it. We have over the last 3 years, most of the time when we walk into our property after somebody stayed there, you can't really tell anybody's been there besides if there's dishes in the dishwasher and the beds are stripped. People keep these properties, they use these properties, they love staying at these properties, and so they take care of them a lot better than, say, a hotel room or anything. You know, I know where I'm applying for a conditional use permit. I said, you know, if I'm not keeping up with the property, or I'm not, if the conditions aren't met, if there's conditions aren't met, you know, take it away from them. But we are, you know, very happy and very happy to be here. The reason we chose this community is when we look at houses, we look at houses where our family would want to stay. It's safe, quiet.
Mr. Keegan, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you have a maximum of 4 minutes.
Okay.
And you're at your
Sorry.
4 minutes.
Thank you
so
for your time.
Thank you for your comment. Okay, any other comment from council? Mr. Davis?
Well, first of all, Mr. Egan, I appreciate your comments, and there is a need for lodging here in town currently. We have a hotel shortage. I'm not against the Airbnb concept, and in fact, I've stayed at several Airbnbs in other towns, but I cannot support putting a commercial property and going in and putting it in the middle of a residential area. The current Airbnbs that we have, and I only know of 2, are located in more of the commercial areas of downtown and around that area. I think that's more the proper place for them. I think that the people that have signed this petition have legitimate reasons to have signed it and to be against it, and therefore I cannot support you on this. I'm sorry.
Anyone else? Mr. Kaiser?
I too have stayed at Airbnbs. I'm a big fan of them. As I stated at PNC, I struggle with a neighborhood where it's clear that 100% of the neighborhood does not want it. I do think, you know, this is part of that new economy that's coming about that we're going to have an answer for as a community. It's kind of like the bed and breakfasts of the past, and this is kind of taking that and further. But yet you don't see a bed and breakfast in a neighborhood like this, and feel like we need to protect the homeowners who did buy it into a small family neighborhood, so.
Okay. All right. So is there a motion for approval? Okay. Hearing no motion, then the resolution will fail for a lack of a motion and second. So we'll move on to number 9,
Number 10?
10, I'm sorry, a resolution.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have a resolution accepting a quit claim deed from Timmy and Connie Morgan. Asked to be read for passage.
All right, there's a motion for the reading of the resolution. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? First and only reading.
A resolution accepting a quitclaim deed from Timmy L. and Connie L. Morgan.
All right, you've heard the reading of the resolution. Any further discussion? Hearing none, is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Been motioned and seconded. All in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Resolution passes. Moving on to number 11, resolution.
Mr. Mayor, I have a resolution recording the destruction of certain local government records. Ask for it to be read for passage.
All right, there's a motion for the reading of the resolution. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? First and only reading.
A resolution recording the destruction of certain local government records.
All right, you've heard the reading of the resolution. Any further discussion? Hearing none, is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Resolution passes. Moving on to number 12, a resolution.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute a scope of services agreement with Barr Engineering Company for professional services, and I ask that it be read once for consideration and passage.
All right, you've heard the motion for the reading of the resolution. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? First and only reading.
A resolution authorizing the city manager to execute a scope of services agreement with Barr Engineering Company for professional services.
All right, you've heard the reading of the resolution. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Resolution passes. Moving on to number 13, a resolution.
Mr. Mayor, I have a resolution of the City of Moberly, Missouri, accepting a Missouri Department of Natural Resources grant for a historic preservation plan and authorizing the city manager to execute the financial assistance agreement. It has to be read once for consideration.
All right, you've heard the motion for the reading of the resolution. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? First and only reading.
A resolution of the City of Moberly, Missouri, accepting a Missouri Department of Natural Resources grant for a historic preservation plan and authorizing the city manager to execute the financial assistance agreement.
All right, you've heard the reading of the resolution. Is there any discussion?
Second.
Not yet. Is there any discussion? All right, hearing none, is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
And a second.
Now I can do a second, right?
And seconded. All in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries, resolution passes. I'm not the only one that does it now. All right, we'll move on to 14, a resolution.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have a resolution accepting a permanent sewer easement. Asked to be read for consideration.
All right, for the motion for the reading of the resolution, is there a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? First and only reading.
A resolution accepting permanent sewer easements from the Junior College District of Moberly and Robert and Barbara Riley.
All right, heard the reading of the resolution. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Is there a motion to approve?
So move.
And a second.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries, resolution passes. Moving on to number 15, a resolution.
Mr. Mayor, I have a resolution accepting a 2021 Emergency Management Performance Grant and authorizing the city manager to execute an acknowledgement of said grant and the grant contract. Ask for it to be read for passage.
All right, you've heard the full reading of the resolution. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? First and only reading.
A resolution accepting a 2021 Emergency Management Performance Grant and authorizing the city manager to execute an acknowledgement of said grant and the grant contract.
All right, you heard the reading of the resolution. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries, resolution passes. Moving to number 16, a resolution accepting a quitclaim deed.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have a resolution accepting a quitclaim deed from David and Darlene Korb, and I ask that it be read once for consideration of passage.
All right, you've heard the motion for the reading of the resolution. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? First and only reading.
A resolution accepting a quitclaim deed from David and Darlene Korb.
All right, you've heard the reading of the resolution. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Resolution passes. Moving on to number 17, a resolution.
Mr. Mayor, I have a resolution approving a paving extension agreement with Spartan Self-Storage LLC. Has to be read once for consideration.
All right, you've heard the reading, the motion for the reading of the resolution. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? First and only reading.
A resolution approving a paving extension agreement with Spartan Self-Storage LLC.
All right, you've heard the reading of the resolution. Is there any further discussion? Mr. Kaiser.
Is there any reason why we're given such a long period of time for them to pave that?
Yes, we've been looking at some of the larger ones in that situation, and the condition of the facility has been for sale many times, and due to the amount of work that they're gonna have to do, and they're saying, you know, to make it work, they were wanting to walk away from it. We haven't been able to get anybody to sell it. I don't know if you've seen that facility.
Yeah, that's, well, I'm curious why we're allowed it so long to be fixed.
Well, and the reason we're doing that is to try to get somebody to do something with it and fix it up and maintain it, and so they're putting up also a pretty substantial cash bond, $25,000, that would be at risk for them, so that was, in the past, they've left it in in my report, I kind of discussed how it was left in a business name like that, and so this group is willing to step up and do it. So this is a way we see that getting paid where it may not otherwise.
Okay, because I noticed the LLC is newly formed like in less than a month, and there are two individuals from various states and.
Yes, I mean, the only thing that we have against them is the $25,000 of cash bond, so.
Okay, all right.
Okay, anyone else? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Resolution passes. Moving on to 18, a resolution appropriating money.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have a resolution appropriating money out of the treasury of the city. Asked to be read for consideration.
All right, there's a motion for the reading of the resolution. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? First and only reading.
A resolution appropriating money out of the treasury of the city of Moberly, Missouri in the amount of $549,209.66.
I hereby certify that there is sufficient money standing to the credit of the city of Moberly, Missouri, unappropriated in several funds covered by this resolution to meet the requirements of this resolution. Gregory L. Hodge, City Treasurer, City of Moberly. Is there any further discussion? Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, so we'll move on to department head monthly reports. Are there questions on any of the department head monthly reports? Anything you want to highlight, Mr. Crane?
No, all reports have been submitted. We'd answer any questions. No health trust questions?
Mr. Kaiser?
No health trust questions tonight. I did notice, I just wanted to show that our fire department continues to spend over 53% of their calls supporting our ambulance district. So just wanted to make that known and thank them as well.
All right. Thank you for pointing that out. Anyone else? All right. If there isn't anything, then we need approval of that, or we don't do anything? No, okay. Okay, so is there anything else to come in front of the council? Welcome. Please state your name and address. You can take off your mask or not.
Thank you. Nancy Copenhaver, 1512 Ridgeline Drive. I purchased a home on Monroe Street in early June where my niece is living, and she has yet to receive a recycle container after numerous requests from the city, and it's not the city's fault because Carla's done the best she can do to make contact. I've contacted the trash company several times and I'm not getting anywhere, and she wishes to recycle and we want a recycle container there. So I just want to make sure that you know I've heard that there are lots of other problems with that, and I wanted to make sure that you knew that that was an ongoing problem.
Okay. Thank you for letting us know that.
Is there another way, if there were a container someplace on the edge of town or someplace where we could take recyclables, that would be an alternative if they aren't going to perform as they're supposed to under their contract, but there's no way to do that that I know of.
So she's called Waste Management is what you're saying?
Yeah, but no, you know, like where we have for the glass recycling, a place where you can take it yourself. There's no place like that you can take recycling.
Correct.
That I understand. Correct?
Yeah.
It's now single stream at the curb at the residence or the business.
Right.
Do we have an ability to do that at the transfer? I apologize.
Go ahead.
Do we have an ability to offer something at the transfer station for residents to bring their recyclables?
We don't, I mean, we used to have a couple of bins in town, and the shelter workshop used to take the material, and then we also, since the trash company now collects at the curb, that's something that they don't offer. And I mean, I could talk to them, but I can tell you, I mean, the recycling market is not good. I mean, it's a cost. They're phasing it out in other communities. I mean, because of the cost of it, where else the communities are stepping up. We're under a longer term contract, so it's kind of locked in with us, but.
And I would think it would be cheaper for them to have a bin at the transfer station, at least as an alternative.
If everybody did it, yes. But I mean, the problem is you're still gonna have the curbside picked up, plus you're gonna have to buy the bins, I mean, and put the bins in place and monitor the bins. I mean, I'd be happy to talk to them about it.
Mr. Rubaker.
Tom, what's, like currently, they're having trouble, I mean, this thing sounds like a pretty simple request here. And I know we've been having a lot of issues with this company that we need to address, I would think, in the near future. But so where are the bins at? Physically, where are they located at?
Typically, they have the bins in Macon, but I don't know if they have bins in stock. I mean, so I've heard that, they have problems with getting drivers and delivery services, and I've suggested hiring a third-party delivery service to have it taken care of, and I've suggested my staff go up and pick them up and deliver them.
So I was gonna say, I'm retired, and My wife reminds me, I don't do a lot.
They have a
I
sign-on
could,
bonus.
I could probably drive up there and pick it up.
They have a pretty
I mean,
good
serious,
sign-on
I'm being
bonus.
serious, I
Yeah,
could
no,
go up there
I've
and.
offered that, I've offered that. So I think that they have been delivering the containers that they have on hand. I don't know that they have the recycling carts in stock.
Do you think maybe they're not wanting to buy them because they're phasing them out elsewhere?
I don't wanna speculate, so,
Okay.
I mean,
They
just.
told me there's a shortage of plastic, therefore they can't get them. And there's a shortage of truck drivers, so they can't get
That's-
that. And there's a shortage of parts to fix the trucks that aren't working
I
properly.
think
So
probably
those
all
are
that's
three
true right
reasons.
now with COVID. And we're seeing that everywhere, but still, if,
Contract's a contract.
yeah, exactly.
They're not getting the carts down. They have done better getting the carts down. Initially I thought it was mostly all drivers, and now it's availability of stuff is what they're saying. But I mean, it's been a mixed bag, but we've had, as she mentioned, Carla and other staff have worked closely with following up with them on numerous, I mean, every day I see emails where we are back and forth with them, where we're issuing ticket numbers and trying to get those reserved. So I feel like we're doing all we can, and we've made offers of like even going to pick the carts up if they were available to get them delivered, so.
Mr. Davis.
Yeah, I'm a longtime member of the board at the Shelter Workshop and past president. And for years, we were in the recycling business, as most of you know. But we tried doing the trailer where we accepted all recycling and what they call streaming. And it just didn't work. People were using it as a dump. And it turned into pretty much a disaster for us. So that idea, although I understand, you thinking about it, it would
It'd
be a
have to be a
normal.
supervised place.
Yeah, and you just can't do it. I mean, Orsolins was very good about letting us be on the parking lot, but you just, unless you, like you say, if you've got somebody there around the clock monitoring it and accepting it. But that's supposed to be what Waste Management does. They look and make sure that what they're picking up in these bins is recyclables and not just trash. So, but you're not the only one. We're getting a lot of complaints, they'll tell you, and I think maybe it's time to step up the pressure on Waste Management, and start looking at where we stand with our contract on that.
Have they given you any estimate of when they will have some?
Well, about 5 weeks ago, they told me they'd have one there the next week, but it didn't appear.
Okay.
Thank you for your consideration.
What was the
Sure.
address?
Thank you. Pardon me?
What was the address?
812 Monroe.
Thank you. Okay, anything else coming from the council? All right, hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn from regular session to work session followed by a closed session?
So move.
And a second?
Second.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Jeffrey?
Yes.
Brubaker?
Yes.
Kimmons?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Kaiser?
Yes.
Okay. We are adjourned from regular session of Mobley City Council. Thank you all for coming. And we will take up the work session agenda, call the work session to order, and go to item number 1 on the agenda, discussion of a contract with Randolph County.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. We received a request from Commissioner Truesdale about help, financial help with the radio communication contract that the county is wanting to get all the jurisdictions to participate in. This will analyze all of the radio communication traffic outside in the field and try to come up with some recommendations. This is a continuation of the contract we did last year, so they're asking for us to pay a third as well. They are verbally telling us that they plan on spending a good chunk of the ARPA funds that they got through the federal government on radio communication improvements. So this analysis before they go buying things or troubleshooting things will be very valuable to making sure that we're spending that money in the right place and everybody can still communicate with each other.
Questions, comments? Mr. Davis?
Yeah, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, the first analysis, or whatever you want to call it, that we did with this firm, that cost us $10,000 also a piece, didn't it? And I was pretty disappointed with it. I mean, I thought we were going to get some answers when we all went to the meetings, and he I really didn't think we got anything for our money. I'm really hesitant to invest another $10,000 unless we're going to get specific answers. And I don't know. I was just kind of put off with the way they handled it myself.
So is the county proposing, when they decide on what the solution is on the radios, are they going to be buying some of our radios too?
Potentially, yeah.
Okay, so what do you approximate that to be in the range of?
How many portables and handhelds and? So we've got about 35.
So the approximate value would be,
So we've been in the process of replacing one-car radios as we went along. We've had several resolutions in front of the council the last couple of years. As I said, we've been replacing them, both through grants and also through normal purchasing. So our radios are really in pretty good shape. The question is, what are they going to be purchasing? We don't know at this point. They're talking about going Moswin, all Moswin radios, and that's going to be hundreds of thousands of dollars. Moswin portable, I had a bid for 2 of them. It was $18,000 for a car radio and a portable radio that paired in the car. So I'm very curious to see exactly what they determine to be the problem with our radio communication, because as near as I can tell, our dispatch is able to receive throughout the county. The question is, can we hear back from them in the field? That's where the question is. And at this point, no one has come forward and identified exactly what the problem with the radio communication within this county currently is. We hope that this will shed some light onto exactly what that is and what is a feasible solution to address that.
all right, thank you, Chief. Okay, so anybody else? Anyone opposed to moving that forward? All right, if there's no opposition, we'll move that forward to the next meeting. And we'll move on to number 2, a change order number 1 for an increase at the Omar Bradley Regional Airport.
The majority of this is for the sub-base that we knew we were gonna get into some rough sub-base in there, and we had 12 inches, I think, was planned, and we ended up going to 16. So there was some cost adjustments for that to get the soil stabilized. You know, we did a lime stabilization, and then we also added some additional reflectors on the taxiway where the planes would come across to see and make the turn. And while that is an increase on that we have been approved for the increase, so it would be covered 100% through the federal funding, so.
Okay, that's a good solution.
That's
Any questions or comments? All right, anyone opposed to moving that forward? All right, so that'll move forward to the next meeting, and we'll move on to number 3, a resolution accepting the bid of Blue Valley Public Safety, Inc.
Yes, Mayor, this is for the budgeted item of a new warning siren, I believe right behind the National Guard facility. It's in our rotation and needs to be replaced. And this is the company that provides us the signals that we have in other locations.
All right, questions about that? All right, hearing none, is there anyone opposed to moving that forward? All right, that'll move forward to the next meeting. Moving on to number 4, discussion of agreement between MoDOT and the City of Moberly.
Tom, this is the
Okay,
flashers.
Flashers, yes. This is regarding the signals that were installed on the speed limit radar sign. It's on Route M, and also the crosswalk flasher that's located on Morley at Shepherd Brothers Boulevard. So those, they'll be on their right-of-way, and to continue staying there, they have to be under a long-term agreement, right-of-way agreement. And that's what this agreement is, allowing the ongoing placement of those at those locations.
All right,
Question.
Mr. Kaiser.
Is MoDOT paying for those flashers, or are we
No.
doing? So is that us that's gonna be providing those?
They're installed.
Well, they're already.
These are the agreements for the ones that are currently in place
Okay.
as part that were installed with the Route M ground on the south side of, out by the high school. And the high
Yeah,
school did
I
a
know
cost share with
those.
it. And then the ones on Shepherd Brothers Boulevard right there by Lucky's.
Right.
You know, those were installed. with, as a cost share with that Safe Routes to School, or
Okay.
through the program, that
So
fundraiser
that's
for
how
the
they were
sidewalk.
paid for.
Yeah.
Okay. Right on.
Comments, anyone else? Anyone opposed to moving that forward?
No.
All right, hearing none, that will move forward to the next meeting. And we'll move on to number 5, a resolution approving a mowing and hold harmless agreement.
This is clarifying a long-term agreement that's been in place. We purchased, City of Moberly purchased the various farms out by the airport when we extended over the years. The largest chunks were with Charles Schumann and Harold Mewey, and both of those contracts, when we acquired those properties, gave them, at that time of purchase, part of the agreement when they purchased it was they could continue to farm that for as long as they wanted to farm. And that was on a 1/3, 2/3 crop share, which is still pretty equitable from those. And the part of that also later on, and I don't know what year this was originally initiated before I was over the airport, but they had a mowing agreement where Mr. Mewey, there's about 95 acres. It's not really farmable. It's like in between the runways, kind of little bits and pieces where old houses used to be, things like that. And so that he would mow those twice a year, and any hay he could get off of those, that he would be able to retain those for a mowing charge of $12.50 per mowing. So he had a fire in his property, and we're not and we'll find that document here, so we don't have any file that we can come up with as far as what that memorializes that agreement. So just for clarification purposes, we've been doing it for decades, and so, I mean, I know, and he wants to continue mowing, so I thought we needed to have that written down so that future people working for it would know what's going on.
All right, questions about the mowing contracts? Mr. Davis?
How many acres is he mowing for that $12.50 a mow?
95 acres,
Wow.
about 95 acres, but again, I would say he's maintained that much, but you know, he gets out of the middle of the runways and stuff, he's able to get several bales too.
Yeah, I know we don't pay the Schumann family anything other than what they can get off of the bales of hay.
Well, on the Schumans and also on Harold, what he does farm and putting beans or corn, they do a 1/3 crop share on those. So this is more like a maintenance agreement, you know, back when I know I was involved with the fact that I heard some discussions with Doug, and that he also does maintenance on the entryways and keeping the roads gravelled, and any erosion he sees, he corrects. So this is more of a maintenance thing, so he does get some hay off of it, but he does do the 1/3, 2/3 crop share for the tillable acreages.
So in your opinion, are we getting our bang for the buck, so to speak?
Well, you can figure about $35 so a bale probably is in the ballpark on the bale price, and he's getting 50, maybe 75 bales on a good year. So if you look at the total cost of what it takes to mow 95 acres twice a year and bring all the equipment in there, it's not that great of a value. We're talking about a few $1,000s total. So I mean, if you evaluate it and put it out for contract, I don't know that you'd get a significantly better value. It's pretty rough ground in some areas.
All right, questions, anyone else?
I had a question.
Mr. Brubaker?
This might be addressed to Randall, but these hold harmless letters, are these sufficient to have, instead of proof of insurance, liability insurance?
So far as protecting the city from
Right.
liability, I believe that they are.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
Anyone else? Anyone opposed to moving that forward? Hearing none, that'll move forward, and then we'll move on to the next resolution approving a mowing and hold harmless agreement between City of Moberly and Gary Seidel.
Yes, Mayor, this is that property that was just acquired last year at Sugar Creek Lake that's part of the watershed. We contacted 3 separate individuals for mowing and baling the area. Only one individual expressed any interest for the work, and it's 1/3, 2/3 baled hay, and the 2/3 would be for the payment of the pasture on the property. And the city wishes to hire Gary Seidel to mow and bale up the 28 acres that's available.
All right, questions about that? I guess the one that I would have is, do we have any, besides this maybe written, do we make any other conditions about fertilization? Because, I mean, I know we're trying to keep fertilizer out of there, and if he's going to maximize the hay production, then he's probably gonna fertilize it for the grass.
I'd be Dana question.
Yeah, I don't
I
think so.
think that in that agreement, we prohibit them doing any applications out there
Okay.
for that reason.
Just curious.
Not in the watershed.
Okay. All right, anyone else? Anyone opposed to moving that forward? All right, then I will move forward. And we'll move on to number 7, review of a new service agreement with Fusion Technology.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, we have been under contract for the past 5 or 6 years with Fusion Technology for IT services for basically everything except for police and fire. A few months ago, fire department moved over to Fusion as well. During that contract period, Fusion has endured several cost increases, cost of personnel, cost of, just labor in general. So they're asking for a price increase of $9,200 from $28,300 to $37,500 per year. We've had no issues with their service. In fact, things are running smoother now than they've ever run in the past. So we would like to continue on with them.
All right, questions from council?
I want to say something smart, but I'm not going to say it.
My mic's not working. Okay, so there's no comment. Is there anyone opposed to moving that forward? All right, then that'll move forward to the next meeting. And we'll move to number 8, annual fire extinguisher inspection and maintenance service.
All right, this one's me as well. A few months ago, I was approached by one of the other department heads asking if maybe we should look into putting out our maintenance and inspection services out for bids. Thought it was a good idea, so we got an inventory, and I was actually kind of surprised at the number of extinguishers we have out there. So I did put that out to 4 companies. Safety Fire here in Moberly, and then 3 Columbia companies, and I only got a response from Safety Fire. They have been doing quite a bit of our maintenance and inspection here over the years. We've had no issue with them. They've come back with an extremely competitive bid, which will save us between $2,000 and $3,000 a year. It's not, huge money, but it's still a savings. So we would like to enter into an agreement with them for these services.
Questions? Well, I guess the obvious one with the chief sitting here is we can't have our own fire department do our own extinguisher inspection?
That I don't know. I don't know if it takes a specially qualified person to do that or not, to be honest.
I see. All right, thank you. Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Anyone opposed to moving that forward? All right, so if there's not any opposition, we'll move that forward to the next meeting. That concludes the agenda for the work session. Is there anything else to come in front of council for the work session? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn to closed session.
So move.
And a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Jeffrey?
Yes.
Brubaker?
Yes.
Kimmons?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Kaiser?
Yes.
Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you all for coming.